Blind leading the blind.
Leading the blind. But blind leading the blind.
This is Blind Leading the Blind.
Hello there.
I am a blind oracle. I'm here with Reba. I'm here with Eric, Kevin, Marja, Alexa. This is Corel, Deborah Lee, Daniel, Christy, John, Shaston, and Kate is my guest today. Did you BYOB?
I did not BYOB because I thought you meant BYOB as in beverage.
No.
But not blindfold.
That's what happens when I assume that he knew what I meant.
And to assume makes an ass out of you and me.
Would you blind yourself, please?
Yes.
Let's go. It's time. Okay, good feel from my arm. Okay, we're gonna start walking a little bit.
I feel very vulnerable.
Yes, it is. There's a lot of trust involved in this endeavor.
Oh yeah.
I would like to focus on privilege.
Privilege.
Pretty sure I know the answer to this question. Still gonna ask it. When you look around you in the world, do you see privilege?
Yes.
Yes. Me too. Go figure that.
Privilege. Privilege is everywhere, and also
There's different types of privilege, whether it might be social class, or it might be, race, or even religion.
The first thing that comes to mind is the school that my son goes to. That financial privilege. Like these people can afford to, if it's raining, they can hop in a car to take their kids to school. They have 5 floors that they live in as opposed to one. Or
When I was younger, I actually used to play with little people, and I would create these worlds where I could control their stories.
Yes.
And they're like, well, this family gets the really better looking cars, where you guys, you get the not so good ones because the paint's chipping off of you. So you're kind of
you match the shitty car.
There's that type of privilege. There's racial privilege, and also sort of, I guess you could also say masculine privilege, like where doors are open for you because you are a male, or doors are open for you because you are white.
Very few people have only the experience of being on the inside of privilege, right? Wealthy white men in our context, in the context of current American society.
But then also, I feel like I have privilege at a fairly successful point in my career in a business where there are a lot of people that just can't get it going. So I too am privileged.
I personally feel very privileged. I come from an upper middle class background.
Right.
My parents paid for college for me. It was never even a question of whether I could go to school or not. Right. When I'm aware of people who don't have the same opportunities that I have, it's hard for me to not feel guilty and as if the range of opportunities that they have available to them is somehow less than mine. Because I am tuned into the idea of privilege as problematic, I think that blinds me because I'm so focused on it being fucked up.
Okay, try not to go there. And here's the reason. There's things that we ask for as souls that allow us to grow and strengthen and go through difficulties, and we come out the other end with so much more. But I'm not saying it's easy to access when you're going through something.
Privilege should be something that should join us, like the underprivileged at least, in a certain way. We all have the same opinion about it, but I just don't want to express it the way you want to express it. I do care the same way you care, it's just that I'm not as vocal as you would be about it.
I'm not you.
Like it's not, why can't we still have love for each other and that level of being underprivileged?
Right.
But, it doesn't exist most of the time.
It's a little heartbreaking, isn't it?
I also was brought up in a upper middle class family, and that was great. And then I married somebody who was had even more financial abundance.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking as time went on, man, I don't have to do my taxes.
Privilege!
Just all the details of it. I wasn't privileged to have those experiences.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting thing to say.
You own your life very differently than when you have privilege. What I see privilege as is a cushion.
Right.
But you still have to do your work.
Right.
You still have to be present.
And the cushion itself can easily be a limitation as opposed to a freedom, an opening.
We're in a dualistic world.
Yeah, true.
So anything you take in any direction, eventually you'll hit the other side.
Every behavior could be a healthy behavior or an unhealthy behavior, depending on how it's expressed.
Absolutely. These things are all pretty much man-made anyway. It kind of focuses on an ideal, I would say.
Yeah.
And making a certain entity that ideal.
Even the person that really closely fits the ideal doesn't
Boxed
really
out.
on their
Exactly.
inside. And so even if they're at the top of the pyramid, they're still a slave to the structure.
Exactly.
And so none of us are free, even the most privileged.
Exactly. True indeed.
Yeah. I find it very natural to categorize people and things in the world.
Yes.
Which can be useful, right? I mean, that's like a way to understand, but it's also like only a relative truth.
Yes, I mean, but that's also how we learn, because there is something about categorizing things that is healthy and natural.
Sure, I agree. I mean, we couldn't even differentiate if we weren't categorizing at all.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yes, exactly.
And yet, I think that sort of the supremacy of the categories that are offered to us from society really gets in the way of us having an authentic experience of like
Yes.
how we want to be in the world.
Yes.
And
Now, do you think that is American? Is that in other cultures? Is that sort of like first world versus third world countries?
It's a really important question, I think, and a question that I'm a little stumped by. It's sort of like being a fish in the water, like, and trying to describe the water. The arc of the moral universe does bend toward justice. As far as I can see, I can't see very far either.
To walk in the world and be able to see your life from a distance, you can't help but see the privilege. Even if it shits, even if it's disgusting and hard, there is, if you can get enough distance, you'll see it.
The underprivileged kind of have a privilege in themselves because, you know, like being like a black man or whatever, you know, there's a lot of times you get to, people use the race card, you know, like, okay, it's because I'm black, this is happening. You know what I mean? Because you have that privilege, you get to say that all the time to get out of any situation.
Everybody's got privilege. It just depends on what where they're focusing, what they're looking at.
Yeah.
And even when things are the worst, there's privilege.
Everyone is equally worthy, and yet we're all born into a totally unique context. We're all worth the same amount, which is like an infinite
and I think
amount.
it's humans, the way they're trying to make sense of privilege is, in their eyes, what success means or what privilege can gain, what you can gain from privilege.
The only way to sort of try to put privilege in check is to accept the responsibilities that you have. There have been great people that have had much privilege and have figured out the act of generosity, but still functioning in a modern world.
If you have a lot of a resource, it will stagnate unless you bring it out into the world and you create like a natural flow of something.
Yeah.
Like the same way water that sits still becomes a swamp,
Yeah.
but a stream can run clear, and that's a bit lofty as a metaphor, but I do kind of think it fits,
No,
right?
that's true. Yeah, definitely.
The great thing about privilege is it allows your cup to runneth over.
Yeah.
And that means you can help others.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Would
This
you
is
like
great.
to? Oh, I'm glad it's great. I'm going to stop you. I think we've reached the end of our path. Would you like to
okay.
get your eyes back? Do you think you're ready to get your eyes back?
Yes.
Please.
Would you like to have your eyes back?
Sure.
Okay. It's cloudy, but maybe it'll still be bright. I don't know. Might be bright. Is it bright?
Oh, it is bright.
It
You're
is?
right.
Oh my gosh. Still
my
bright?
God.
Oh, whoa.
I didn't expect it on this cloudy day.
Even cloudy, it's bright. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Let me see that beautiful face. There he is. There she is. Hi. Welcome back. Thank you so much for doing this. This was awesome. Thank you so
was,
much.
absolutely.
You are
Pleasure.
amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're the best.
Thank you.
Oh, it was great.
We're blind, leading the blind.
Bye for
Yes, they were blind, leading the blind. Ba-dum-bum.